Yo, what's up? So, trying something new today. I'm going to start working on this new series. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to stick with this name, but as of right now, I'm calling it Learn With Me. And basically, what it's going to be is just bite-sized clips of me talking about something I learned within that day. It could be from a book that I'm reading, could be from a life experience, somebody I met at a meetup, whatever it is. We learn so much throughout the day, and just wanting to kind of do two things. One is I want to share with people these lessons that I learn, but also by sharing with somebody, I'm just automatically helping myself retain it because when you teach something, you have a much higher success rate of retaining that information and holding it within. So by teaching you or somebody listening to this or watching this, I'm going to be helping myself too in that retention. So it's kind of a win-win. And, like I said, I've been thinking about it for a few weeks. I just wasn't sure how I wanted it to come out. And you know what? After reading this first part of the book that I started today, I'm just going to start. So, all right. So today's lesson is coming from a book I just started. It's called 10x is Easier Than 2x. And really, I just started with the intro today, and it was a story about Michelangelo and how he started with his sculptures. And the first one being Hercules, that was very well known. Everybody knows that sculpture. That was one of his first ones, the big piece that he did. And really, it just talks about his adversity. So, his story of getting into it was he took a lot of risks, and he was ultimately jumping ahead of where he was with his current capabilities. So, in order to do that, he had to think outside the box. He did some crazy stuff, especially at the time, but he was digging up graves. He was cutting into people, learn like into bodies to see the way the muscles and the tendons and everything kind of work together. So that way it shows through in the sculpture in that way. And so, the ultimately, um, he just went through and like he had this unfeasible project and he learned through the mistakes as he went through and did the sculptures. Like he wasn't born a great artist. So that was what I thought was really cool, is that anybody can do these crazy things in life. You don't have to be uh, you know, that expert in the moment at that time. You can learn everything that you need to. You can fail forward and make those mistakes to kind of get through that. So he just did something that other people at the time hadn't done. Obviously, grave digging and everything. It's kind of crazy, super risky. He could have been sentenced to death for that. But he took that chance and he just wanted to be at a different level than any other artist at that time. So that led to the masterpiece that everybody knows today and so many more. So some of the things that I took away from this story is that, to get through this project, he not only transformed, like his current skills, but his commitments, his convictions, and his identity. And, a lot of that had to do with what they called out as psychological flexibility. So that just means you're moving towards your goal, even when it's like emotionally difficult. So you acknowledge, you accept that there's a lot of challenges and there's emotions that are wanting to keep you back, but they don't control you, and you just keep moving forward because you have this goal. And that's what I thought was really cool, is that he, was in this time doing incredible things, and what it took to get there. Not everybody, I don't think a lot of people knew until after the fact, but, just insane things that he did and the steps that he took to get that. And so, that was a stepping stone. And from there, he took on projects like way beyond his skill level, and he kept doing it. And so every time he 10x'd, where he was from his current level. And so I just thought that was a really great way to intro into the book itself. And, I have a few key takeaways from this. Number one, to first begin on a 10x project or plan, or, whatever it is in your business, you really have to think deeply about your why. So why are you going to go through the challenges? Why are you going to go through the pain to get to that destination? Ultimately, that's going to be your support system. It's going to strengthen that psychological flexibility because, you know, it's a given. You're going to go through challenges. You're going to have struggles. You're going to have pain, and it's it's just something that if you don't have the reason why to get you through, and you don't have the ability to strengthen that psychological flexibility that I was talking about, then you're not going to make it. Like, you will give up. You will find reasons. Your mind will find reasons to give you excuses and not doing it. And next thing you know, you're going to wake up, it's 10, 15 years later, you're going to have regret that you didn't do the thing that you wanted to do. Number two, just be ready to fail forward. So you don't need to be an expert in what you're doing right now. You're going to make mistakes and you should learn from them. You should talk to people that have done that, gone through the path that you're going through, or maybe something similar. But just be ready to fail forward, make the mistakes, have fun while you're doing it, and just keep pushing forward so that you can get to that next level that you can 10x. And finally, number three, just like thinking about this, most people are afraid, and goes back to mindset. They're afraid about doing anything 10x because it really means like you have to let go of the current identity and you have to leave your comfort zone. So that's a hard truth. So many of us have great ideas, but can't really get in the right mindset to just start and doing the work. And so, thinking through it, it's like every next level of your life is going to require a new you. You're going to change your whole identity just to get to that next level. And it happens to us naturally, but depending on what your goals are and what you want to accomplish and what you want in your life, it's going to be at different levels. And so, for me, I'm reading this book, 10x is easier than 2x, because I do have large goals. I have things that I want to accomplish in my life. I want to leave a legacy, and that's what I'm working towards. So this is just one of the many steps that I'm taking to help change that identity so that I can get to that place. And I want to get there sooner, that I want to get there sooner than later. And I'm going through the pain. I've been going through the pain for the last 2 years, just taking on real estate and so many other things, pushing myself out there with, the podcast and being on social more, like doing this, definitely out of my comfort zone. But I know that these are things that are going to help me get to where I want to be and to make that impact on people that I just really, really, really want to make. At the end of the day, the podcast and doing this, it's to help impact other people's lives and help them grow with me, and really give the ability to see what I'm doing and have the permission to do something themselves too. And I think that's the coolest thing about this, is that when you start living the life you want to live, you give the permission around you to those around you to do the same. So I don't know if I said that right. It's coming from a quote from one of my buddies and business partners, Brandy Summers, but hopefully I got it close enough and you guys get the point that, don't wait. Just, if you have your ideas and you have your goals and things like that, just take action. Let's start doing it. And if you need help, just reach out. I'm here for you. Let's see what we can do together. All right. Well, that was the first episode of this series. It was a little bit longer because I was explaining it. And you know what? Like I said, I'm just learning through it and failing forward. So I'm going to try to shorten it up in the next ones. But I appreciate you all for watching this, and stay tuned for the next one.